When Towson's first-year head coach, Pat Skerry, was hired, it was clear the Tigers will be going through some growing pains. The former Pittsburgh assistant will try to complete the tough challenge tasked upon him. Towson's director of athletics, Mike Waddell, challenged him to turn the cellar-dwelling Tiger program into a yearly contender for the CAA championship and a possible NCAA playoff berth. With the mass exodus of players from the previous 4-26 Pat Kennedy coach squad, Skerry knows he will have his hands full in the first few seasons. The inexperienced team has only one player returning from last year, and that is sophomore forward Eric Gums. The game plan is simple in Skerry's mind. Build an attitude of playing the right way. That also means you must find the players with the talent to play the right way. The Tigers have lost the first 9 games of the Pat Skerry era and rarely come close to victory. And that is frustrating, Skerry admits. He said it will take a season or two to figure out who the true leaders are for such a young team.
Well, honestly, I don't know what they used to do in the past, and everybody has their own way of doing things. I like to think we're spending a lot of time on skill work and defense rebounding and learning how to execute. I think that those type of things and doing the right things every day, things that eventually give you chances to win basketball games. That's probably the most challenging thing with some guys that have been here and haven't had a lot of success, or the amount of success that they would like to have, and then new guys that it's all new to them. It's just what it's going to take to give us a chance every night. That's like how many you want to win. I want to win every game. But really what you got to do is, and then the guy who worked for last year is a prime example, is he gives his team a chance every day to win. Beat Pitt, you got to beat them. We've got to get to a point where we do the right things every day, and it carries over a game, and as you upgrade your talent, improve your skill level, then that's how you win games. There's no magic formula. That stuff works for a game. That doesn't sustain itself over the course of a season, especially in conference play.
A large reason why Skerry was chosen as the next head coach was his strong recruiting ties and the ability to get some of the most talented players in the country to play for him. Even though the Towson basketball program has had its struggles in the past decade, Skerry and his coaching staff were still able to pull together the best recruiting class in Towson history for the upcoming season. They signed 4 3-star recruits to letters of intent. Skerry is trying to get his current players to not accept losing and to not accept making mistakes. And sometimes he has to use a little tough love to do that.
Not that fucking hard. I don't know who the fuck's coaching the last night. Actually, I do. Step off.
Well, we won't see anything more hostile than that when we get out in the arena. We've played a lot of tough games in the toughest arenas, and we've been prepared for it because he's harder on us than anybody else will be, because he spends the most of it. He sees potential every day.
What kind of culture is he creating on campus? Certainly, we've taken over a program that's had its struggles, well-documented struggles, and we're trying to win games here. But winning games, we're trying to win now, but we're also trying to build for the future. And how do you create that? Is creating a culture. I think the culture that we got here, when we got here, was kind of they accepted what is. They didn't ask some tough questions. They kind of went along with the status quo, and that's one of the things we're trying to change. We're trying to ask those tough questions. We're trying to, build a program that's not just going to win now, but it's going to have some success down the line and sustain that.
With such a young squad, Skerry said his favorite parts of the job are the practices. That is where he can teach his players how to sustain the intensity, and that is where he can start building for the future.
That is what it is. There's no excuses. We're not going to placate, tell them it's okay to turn the ball over or miss a defensive assignment, because once again, that's not going to help us get to where we need to get to.